If you're watching this series in order, then you'll know that I made this observation platform complete with descending cliffside steps in Part 4. In this episode, Part 5, I'll show you my plans for another set of stairs, which will lead to a somewhat secretive door just below the rail tracks above. Here's a little sneak peek of what I'm working on today, and here's a rough idea for the display on top. I've been practicing on carving and painting styrofoam insulation to look like rocks, and I'm pretty happy with the results so far. I had been wanting to add something special to my layout, which I began way back in 1999. My train table is not very big, and it's never even been close to being complete, but when I drove past a big sheet of insulation in the grass near the highway, I knew I'd found my winter project. When it's finished, I should have a cliffside featuring 2 display areas and even a small little train tunnel. Styrofoam has been a very forgiving medium so far. Its lightweight and ability to be held together with wood glue, plus how easy it is to shape, make it ideal for landscaping a themed area. I've built up an overhang near the tracks, and now I'll carve steps leading downward to a secret entrance. The steps need to go somewhere, so I've notched out an area below to allow a place for this thinner outcropping of rock. The corners are very square right now, which should help for a snug fit, but I'll make it all look much more like natural rock later on, when I carve away these right angles. The wood glue grabs and sets up fairly quickly, but with the force exerted from carving, I usually let it sit overnight before I pick up the knife. Right now, this looks like a big slab of poured concrete, which would be okay in other situations, but I want the look of natural stone. So I'll add some pieces below and on both sides to make it all look less man-made. This little area needs to be large enough for a room with an entry door and a few windows. Since there will be windows, well then maybe I should have interior lighting. So I'll probably do an interior as well. It's easy to see why projects take so long, when one thing ends up leading to 2 or 3 more. It's also why I probably have so many things sitting around that are only 70 or 80% finished. I'm not an expert on rocks, but I have seen a few. It seems like there aren't too many right angles in nature, or even 45-degree angles. So whenever I see something too boxy, I'll try to chip away at the corners and the edges. When 2 large rocks come together, I try to keep in mind the freeze and thaw cycle of water that would enlarge or exaggerate cracks and gaps over time. I'm also trying to disguise the fact that all of this began with sheets of 2-inch thick insulation. I won't always be successful, but outcroppings of rock that vary between 3/4 of an inch and maybe 1 1/4 inch should help. Since my trains are in O scale, it means that 1/4 of an inch here equals 1 foot in the real world. My 2-inch layers of foam equate to 8 feet of height in the toy world, which is just big enough for an interior room. To keep that 8 feet of ceiling space, I'll add a little overhang over the door and windows, because who knows, there might be a few steps going down as soon as you enter this little secret hideaway. In the next episode, I'll paint this entire upper section. That's when it really starts to come alive. Then, after that, I may work on the tunnel, or possibly the hideaway's entrance. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and until next time, this has been Bob's Workshop. Take care.